And here I am recording my voiceover video because I screwed up the original video when I was out flying. And what I did was took off and accidentally hit the record button, shutting the record off on the flight, which I hate because you can hit the button accidentally. I do it all the time and it drives me crazy. And I wish there was a way to shut it off, but I don't know how to do it. Or even if there is a way, I'm thinking about just drilling the fucking thing and just ruining it and taking it out. But it's a little bit drastic, so I lost my audio when I was recording this flight. It's a pretty cool flight. So right here I'm just doing my typical focal point. And I noticed here it was a little weird as the camera's drifting a little bit to the left. It was. And I don't know why. But anyhow, there we go, we're off. This is a low-level mission. It's going to fly over the apple trees in the orchard. It's kind of cool because they go down to about 100 feet. And up here heads toward the trees and it climbs a little bit. Kind of looks like it's going to hit the trees and it goes up and over it. I never flew this mission before. And I ran this through Premiere Pro, my editing software before, and I applied my filters that I like, called Luminetti presets. And I use one called, what is it? Film Stock Fuji F125 Kodak 2393. I'm sure that doesn't make any sense to anyone. Where you drag and you drop the preset on a picture, and boy, it comes out. It really enhances the colors. It looks great. It looks more natural than it does. It looks more like what it really looks like flying, as opposed to the kind of like washed out gray the default picture you get from the camera is. So I was hoping to get a nice shot of the orchard today with the blossoms, but I don't know if they've already peaked because I was over here a couple of days ago and they look about the same, so I don't know. We had a lot of rain. It rained long, about 3 days straight, and then the wind has been terrible, so I haven't been able to fly in the past week. It's been really bad, so just kind of cruising around over here. Do a couple of orbits, change position a little bit. These trees that are cut down, those are they're old apple trees that they're putting a new species in. So they cut those down. They're going to be planting new ones out there. And over here, I didn't notice it when I was flying it, but there's a bunch of hood rats in the field. Turkey and hood rats I can see. And I don't really, the mission doesn't fly there, so I kind of just went by it. I messed up my second video too. Took off and forgot to hit record on my GoPro, which is how I record my audio. But I wasn't feeling good. I was kind of tired and a little bit out of it. So I had kind of a brain fart, whatever you want to call it. But this is a pretty nice view, low level, 100 foot over the orchard. The cornfield, well, that's a cornfield, and what they're going to do is they're going to plant corn there if they already haven't. Well, I don't know if they did or not yet. They didn't dig it up, but they use that as the maize when they have their apple fest. They cut paths in it, and it's a maze, and you gotta like walk through there and try to figure out how to get out of it, which is kind of cool because I would know how to get out of it because I can see it from above. But I can't see myself doing that anyway. But There's this dude walking. I noticed him right there in a red shirt, I think, whatever. He had a hoodie on too, I think. It's kind of weird. That's a long walk to nowhere. I picked him up a couple of times, and I saw him when I was driving home. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere, walking by himself. Yeah, I was saying before I went to the orchard last week. I was trying to get some nice pictures of the blossoms on the trees, and they weren't really there. I think they were a little bit more white looking when I was there. I think it was today's what Wednesday was. I think I was there Saturday, and there was a bunch of people at the cemetery, so I didn't park there. I drove my car down a little bit, and I pulled in on one of the dirt roads that lead into this place. And it's kind of like weird because like when you're flying over it doesn't look like any kind of it doesn't look that big. But in reality, you get down next to those trees and they're high, they're tall. There's some of them are like, they're at least 10, 15 feet tall. And you feel small when you're in there. It's deceptive when you see it from above like that, but it's a huge place. You can see up here where this road is. That's actually where I pulled in. And all the old trees they chopped down. You can see off in the distance the bridge in that's Castleton on the Hudson Bridge. That's at the Hudson River. It's kind of like a landmark out here. It's like really cool bridge. And then there's the water tower that's out in Castleton as well. It's weird because it's the area is considered. I live in Schodack, but they use the same zip code as Castleton on Hudson, which is the name of the town. So it's you live in two places, but they're both the same. It's like it is Schodack and it is also Castleton on Hudson. But when you refer to your mailing address, you say Castleton on Hudson. When you talk about where you live, you say Schodack. So I start calling it Castledack. Where are you from? Castledack, New York. I figured I'd do a voiceover because I don't like to use music. It's just so lame. It's just like, well, I don't want to put a lot of effort into this. I'm just going to pick a freaking royalty-free song on YouTube that, people use 1,000 times. I do prefer to at least narrate to give you an idea what's actually going on, what I was thinking at the time, what I'm looking at. Makes it a little bit more interesting, even though nobody ever sees my videos anyway. Not that I do it for attention. I actually really just do these to. I put them on YouTube to keep them store them on YouTube, so I have them. No way you can lose them. They'll never go away. With the exception of maybe World War III, but pretty much they're going to be on their servers forever, long after I'm gone. It's like the third trip. Each time I flew around, I closed the circle a little bit more over towards the center of the orchard. They have a school bus too. I don't know what they need a school bus for, but they have a school bus. It's up there. And the mobile homes, I think that they're seasonal workers live in there. And that big tank, I'm pretty sure that's used to store the apple cider when they make it in the fall. A couple of them there. And shit pile for the bonfires. One, two, three, four, five, six. I think I counted 8 mobile homes there. I guess working for these guys can't be too bad. You get a room and board, apparently. This is one of the premier apple orchards in the area. There are a couple of them out here. This is one of the bigger ones, and whenever they have their festival in the fall, they get people from everywhere. Everywhere they come from. It's so big. In fact, the fire department they block. They stand on the roads. They set their stuff up, and they stand out there with their boots raising monies because they know that you're going to the Apple Fest, and you got to go through. Then probably going to come back, and they get you. You don't have to stop, but I always stop. I always have a quarter or a couple quarters in my my console there. I always throw money in, but they kind of like trap you because they know where you're going and they expect a lot of people to go by. So they do their little donation thing with their boot. They stand out there in the middle of the road with their fire boots hanging onto them. You throw money in them, and they give you a lollipop. Like, oh, wow, cool. Yeah, I got a lollipop. And here I'm done with the mission. I'm just burning up some battery. This is the soybean field, which has been plowed. It looks like they're getting ready to either they planted or they. I don't know. I'm not a freaking farmer, but they cut everything down, and there's a couple of trucks out there that they use. And that's why there's no hood rats there because there's no more food right now. Free buffet is closed. I didn't see anybody in the trucks. I think they just park and they go back. They just leave them there. Some turkey over there running away from the camera. It's pretty much the end of the mission. I got out to about here where the deer blind is, and a collapsed old barn, and just did an auto return. Well, I'm back. And like I said, the only reason I did the voiceover was because I fucked up my recording. I didn't record my voice. Which, when I found out, I was like, shit, what am I going to do now? I was like, I'll just do a voiceover. So I'm doing a voiceover. After here, I was going to go to the church, which is about 2 miles away from here, and fly a mission from the church back out here. Because there's no wind today. There was absolutely zero wind. But there was a bunch of people standing outside when I pulled up. And I go, I ain't staying here. So I went to Curtis Lumber and did another. Pretty much the end of it now. You can see that building up on the top left. That's Albany, New York, the capital. That is Corning Tower, 780 feet tall. I've actually flown above that. I got some great pictures from there. I went down there at night one time. The plaza's like lit up like a Christmas tree. You can see everything. I got like pictures of inside the building of offices and chairs and really cool pictures. Freaking awesome. There's a fresh grave there. There's somebody just this. You can see it. Laid to rest. After all, it is a cemetery. Everything is like really green. The grass, anyway. Trees are getting there. Pretty awesome colors. Should be a dude walking by still. I think he might have went our. Yeah, he already went by. He's up down near that red barn. I saw him before, but I didn't. I didn't mention it when I was watching this or doing the voiceover. He was when I after the mission stopped. He was walking by when I. It looked like he stopped. He was like wiping his feet off, like he stepped in dog shit. That's what I was thinking. Because he was rubbing his feet in the ground. I was like, huh. Because people do walk their dogs over where he was, but. Yeah, well, that's the end of it. Landed. Lived to fly another day, as I say. Did I put the graphic on here? I thought I did. Huh, didn't. There we go. Didn't do it right. I'll leave it. Fuck it. Anyways, D-Dub out.